Apple better watch out. I'm saying this because OnePlus has shown that they're becoming a formidable competitor in this space, and with this momentum they're having, they may very well catch Apple by surprise. Now, we have two phones here in this quick first look, the iPhone XS Max and the OnePlus 6T, two very differently priced smartphones, but at the same time too, it's going to be interesting to see how consumers take notice of either handset. The first thing that really caught my attention about both phones is how they're super responsive. The iPhone XS Max leverages the A12 Bionic chipset, and then the OnePlus 6T is powered by the Snapdragon 845. Now, I've used the iPhone XS Max for a little bit, and it's really buttery fast. Probably one of the snappiest phones out there. You could see it just by interacting with the interface. But the OnePlus 6T, especially for an Android smartphone, matches it pretty well. It's super responsive, opening up apps, and it has just that same level of fluidness that you expect out of an Apple product. Next, I want to talk about the notches with both phones. You have a very noticeable one with the iPhone XS Max, while the OnePlus 6T has a subtle teardrop-shaped one, which I appreciate because it gives the display a little bit more of a uniform look. But I get why there's a huge notch with the iPhone XS Max. You're not going to get that same level of accuracy in recognizing faces with its Face ID technology. But to OnePlus's credit, it has that new fancy in-screen fingerprint sensor, which is the alternative for security on the phone. But I'm just curious to know how reliable it is over Face ID. Another disparity that I see between the two phones are their designs. Yes, they both have the glass meets metal construction, but the iPhone XS Max is significantly heavier in the hand, which does make it feel a little bit more substantial in the process, but the OnePlus 6T certainly feels like it's more manageable to handle. Now, I really like the Midnight Black edition of the OnePlus 6T because it seems to do a better job of masking fingerprints and smudges, but the silver version of the iPhone XS Max does an equally good job as well. The only other thing I want to point out is that the iPhone XS Max has a slight advantage because it has an IP68 water-resistant construction. I've taken a ton of photos using the iPhone XS and the XS Max, and I gotta admit, the photos it captures are just stunning. They're rich in detail, great dynamic range, just beautiful in every capacity, and it's really good in low light too, which is the area I'm kind of curious about the OnePlus 6T. They did hype the Nightscape mode, which utilizes HDR and some other software to really enhance the look of low light shots, so it's not as noisy and still clear and also sharp. But obviously we'll have to see how both perform, and I'm really crossing my fingers for the OnePlus 6T that has some significant improvement because it was probably one of the weakest areas for me with the OnePlus 6. And finally, there's price. There's obviously an advantage for the OnePlus 6T in this department because it starts at $549 for the base 64GB model, whereas with the iPhone XS Max, it seems bloated at $1,100 for the same storage capacity. It's just mind-blowing that they're forking over double the price to pick up Apple's larger iPhone. Obviously, there are certain expectations given to the higher price point. You're going to have things like better looking photos, longer battery life, and much more. Those are things that you'd hope to expect to see for the more expensive phone. However, if the OnePlus 6T proves that it's able to bridge the gap closely in all those key areas, then Apple will definitely need to take OnePlus more seriously. And that is it for a quick first look between these two phones. If you guys want to learn more about them, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V, signing off.